Yo, hello everybody, and welcome to another update. And I didn't see this one incoming, but the Shipyard has a Christmas present for us, and it's called the new game mode Draft Mode. So without further ado, we're gonna discuss this new thing that they have created, and we have a quick look at the balance changes first. So what are the balance changes? Only buffs for this time. And well, let's go quickly over them. Lucky Charmer strength is now 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. So basically they got a 1 strength up. Well, in general, Pirates has become pretty mediocre / weak. Obviously not in the brawls, etc. But yeah, overall they are not that exciting. So they have a lot of synergies together. Like most of them, like Lucky Charmers, Rogue Sheep. So, well, it's nice that they buff Lucky Charmers up. It's basically the epiphany of pirates. So, it's not much, but maybe it's just enough to squeak in a little bit more experimentation and maybe get a threshold where it actually becomes medium viable. Alright, next up is Petrified Fossils. And Petrified Fossils is this bad boy. So this now costs 4 mana down from 1, and its strength is reduced by 1 or by 2, depending on where you are looking at. So yeah, this card, I'm not sure why it's in the game. Its use is bare minimum. I've experimented when it came out, and for so far haven't seen any valuable in it, nor have I seen anyone else use it very successful. So yeah, not very happy that this card doesn't get like a whole ability change, but maybe making it 4 mana obviously will help a lot of players to start experimenting a little bit more with it. You cannot make it 3 mana because then Forgotten Souls will be in the way. So making 4 mana, maybe people will still continue experimenting. We have a lot of new cheap cards in the pool. So maybe in combination with the new Ancients and other Sparkly Kitties, etc., this might become like hyper aggro kind of card. I'm not sure, but hey, I'm happy at least they're doing something with this card. It's basically a fossil, and it's petrified because nobody has ever used it. Alright, next up is Dreadful Keeper's ability now spawns a dragon, and basically just 1 more strength. So yeah, I think that's nice. It's only 1 strength at some of the levels. So yeah, dragons, bit mediocre as well. Not as bad as the pirates, but you don't see dragons a lot. And just skew in for Swarm, this synergy, like it's very control related, like, or very aggressive. I'm not sure. I don't find the correct word for what I'm meaning. But at least what I'm trying to say is like, it's a slow card, and if it gets 1 more strength, most likely it will stick a little bit longer, give you the board control eventually, or keep your own front, and that way maybe make it worth. Like for Swarm, keeping front is very important, so anything that helps you on that regard can be really huge for Swarm. Alright, next one, Project Phoenix now costs 5 mana down from 6. Well, that's an insane. Like reducing its mana to 5. So now it will compete with debug loggers. Like, do you want to buff friendly units with debug loggers? Or do you want to have Phoenix? Well, basically 8 strength, maybe on Hero League, 4 at the low end. Yeah, 5 mana, get 8 value. That's pretty sweet. And especially for Phoenix, like this card needs to be as weak as possible. Sounds maybe weird, but the weaker it is, the more likely it will get respawned. And if it respawned, you get double its value, triple its value, quadruple it, octo, triple, dipple. So that's a lot of value for you. And also the painful part of this was the convert. Well, now it's 5 mana convert. It's still painful, obviously, but it won't hurt as much as it was on the 6 mana. Alright, next one. Wolf Cloak strength is now 7, 8, 9, 11, 13. Just 1 strength up. Haven't seen Wolf Cloaks in a while. And well, I suppose mostly because everybody is playing Siege Breakers. And if it isn't Siege Breakers, then it will return within a couple of weeks. So everybody is very countering a lot of structures. And with Wolf Cloaks you want to have a more structure heavy deck, since you don't want too many units on the board. You want to use this as a finisher. So yeah, that's the balance you want to make. And maybe for compensating it, 1 strength, it's fine. Fleshmanders, well, this was already a bad boy, and now it gets 1 more damage. That makes it a little bit easier to clear stuff up. And well, this is very control heavy, or somewhat of a very buff my aggro dude on a 7 mana just on my opponent's baseline. So it has been a weird card. Haven't seen that much use of it. Value wise, this has always been very strong, especially since you can buff your own structures out of reach and basically fortify your baseline unless your opponent has chip or some Surrey of life and then heralds him shenanigans. But yeah, this will definitely help Fleshmanders putting it on a good spotlight. Anyways, I went really quick on the updates. Hopefully you don't mind, because I just want to talk about the draft mode, and it's all about the draft modes for this one. So well, the draft mode is finally here, so there's a lot of explaining to do. So let's just start. Let's just read out loud. In a nutshell, the draft mode is an event where players compete in a series of matches with a unique deck that gets drafted specifically for the event. Cards may get swapped or upgraded after every match, leading to previously unseen decks and hopefully some different strategies from your typical ladder gameplay. The draft runs weekly from Monday to Wednesday, therefore without overlap with the Brawl. Each player is able to play up to 3 draft sessions in order to get rewards during the time frame, after which it is still possible to draft mode until the event ends, but without rewards, just for fun and the giggles. So while still earning coins for victories as usual, and that will be 10 coins. So what does it mean? A session ends when the player wins 6 matches or loses 3 times, whichever comes first, leading to sessions lasting between 3 and 8 matches. Well, that's very, I think 3 to 8 matches, that's very doable. Even if you are just a casual player, just crank out 1 because you get 1 for free. So how does it look like in the UI? We got here a nice draft mode button. Now it looks like the Brawl doesn't give a shit that much. Like the Brawl is just degraded to campaign level. I don't think that should be it. Like draft and Brawl should be same ranked. But obviously the draft needs to get some special attention, and definitely gets it like this. So some UI sneak peeks. So you have your entry reward. This is your first match. And this is your non-premium rewards and your premium rewards. Obviously they want to monetize it a little bit. So just squeak in a little bit more resources. And just as we see in the new Brawl, you have 3 lives, and it's also displayed here. We see our base level, that's now 10, and every match it increases with 1. So the terminology, well, we all know this. An entry card is basically a ticket to start your own draft, create your draft deck, and then start from there. So how to enter? Only players with at least 11 base health can participate in draft mode. So you just have to squeak in a couple of matches, upgrade some cards, and then there you can already participate. It's just that the entry level is at least someone who has entered the Bronze League. So a draft session costs 1 entry card. Entry cards are special resources which are necessary to draft session. A player can have a maximum of 3 entry cards. So you can also save. Every Monday you can get 1 for free. You can save them, and then eventually you have 3. Then obviously you need to spend them, otherwise the free one you get on the Monday will just be wasted. But I think you can get the free one on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So you have 3 days to get another entry card slot if you are not playing that excessively. So well, you can watching an ad card just like we normally do, or you can buy them like $3 and 100 coins, or 2 entry cards for $5 and 300 coins. Whatever you go. I will just most likely just go for the 600 coins and watching this. But it's also nice because they made like an entry card, so we might also get entry cards as gifts. Like New Year, here's an additional entry card, or you buy another premium stuff, you get an additional card. Maybe we can even increase our cap of entry cards as well. There's a lot of potential in monetization of the draft without influence its gameplay. So that's pretty sweet. So here's the entry card, thingy. Well, this is how it looks like when you own. Here's also how much you own. You can just pay 600, or just pay, it's still 600, but you get a lot of rewards. We will go that over a little bit later. So the rewards, well, this is what you gonna get. So it's not cumulative, it's just without 0 wins. So you basically just lost 3 times, or you just start one, don't even play, and at the end of the event, you just get 2 common cards and 1 rare card. So yeah, that's 13 speculative fusion stones, or just if you can convert it, that's 60 coins for basically doing 0. And with the premium, you get a little bit extra. So first thing, what I'm seeing here, you go quite quickly into epics and in legendaries. The fusion stones, like 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 2, it's not that much. So don't expect too much from the fusion stones you get. I really enjoy that they chose to give more cards away. Obviously, you have like one pony people decks that just want to upgrade one specific deck maxed out. I am of a group of people who actually firmly believe that going white is way better, since you are more sturdy when balance changes occur, and you can experiment with more decks because you have more card copies of it. So that is especially what this will do to help you out in that regard. And what I'm really happy about is if you are a new player but you're very competitive, you experiment or try hard a lot, you can basically earn 2 legendaries every week. And let's say if you go 3 runs, you can get 6 legendaries every week. So if you multiply that by 4 weeks in a month, you can get 6 minus 4 is 24. Yes. So that's a lot of legendaries for someone who is just still in silver or in gold league, where getting a legendary is very legendary because you don't get it that often. Especially you just start grinding legendaries once you are in platinum, diamond, especially in hero league, you will get a lot of them. But having access to legendaries a little bit early on in the game, if you are really trying hard for it, I think that's wonderful. And the same goes for epics, obviously. So hopefully that will balance out, where I have seen a lot of people who just play Stormbound a little bit more casually and maybe try hard a little bit more. But at Gold League, they have like legendaries just of level 1 when all the other cards are already level 3. So getting more copies will increase the odds of you actually having level 2, level 3 legendaries. So I think that's really amazing of a Shipyard to give that for free, basically, because the first entry ticket is completely free. So you can just earn all these rewards and then be very happy. So you have like an infinite grind if you're really good or lucky. And as you can see here. So nice. So we get 10 coins just like a normal match. Well, the matchmaking, players are matched about the battles they've done. So if you have fought 4 battles, then you will face someone who has also fought 4 battles. And the pools widen for a high number. So especially if you go higher, 5, 6, 7. So that will be a little bit scary, because once we see the leveling steps, I think you can get into a big real disadvantage. But on the other hand, once you reach like your 6th match and you're getting faced against someone, or you're like 5 wins, 1 loss, and you get faced against someone who just played 5 matches, you have an advantage. So it becomes a little bit easier, I suppose, to get 6 wins in. But it gets a little bit more difficult to get at that point. So this is important because the base health grows throughout the matches. So you get +1 base health after every match, and the max is 17. This is how it looks like. Drafting the deck. Well, this is interesting. So what is happening first? We're just gonna choose 3 legendaries. So you can basically choose whatever faction you want to play with respectively a legendary from it. Make sure you pick a good one. And then we go for epics, and then you go for rares, a lot of rares, then a bunch of commons, and then another epic and then a legendary from the neutral faction. So yeah, we need to start experimenting with this. Maybe it's a nice thing to do more of a breakdown. What is smart to do when you are drafting, especially I should always go for raw value, and it's a little bit weird because we don't know how the leveling steps actually, well, we know how it is going to work, but we haven't actually experienced it. And in the lower leagues, with everything is level 1, you tend to go with a little bit of higher cost cards. But when you can level things up, for example, gifted recruits, and you can get a gifted recruits after 4 battles on to level 5, well, that's an insane value. And if you can have that, so you can perhaps already invest a little bit in late game compositions of decks. But if you are too greedy, focusing on the late game, you can get bushwhacked and then never actually reach the later stages of the draft. So that's something to keep in mind. And the same goes for combos. Like we have seen the ice combos with Icicle Burst, Savannah. Well, that's insanely good, but if you cannot have, well, first you have to have both cards, obviously, and if you don't get them, then you're basically screwed. Same goes for poison, etc. So keep in mind that if you are trying to do combos, then you might not hit all the cards, and you have just dead weight in your deck. What I like is that they focus on legendaries, epic, and then rares. So most likely you can already put in some direction of your deck before getting into the more casual comments, which is less influential. So yeah, everything is current faction and the neutral faction from once you have picked your legendary. So this is how it looks like. Empty deck. You get to pick 3. Well, in this case, I wouldn't pick Temple of Time, but maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't experienced much of it. Queen of Hearts is a beast, so I would probably go for this one. Anyways, you just pick. They get in here, and well, you can still, I expect, still hoover it. You see what cards' abilities are if you are a little bit unfamiliar with it. And well, this is a good lesson to everybody. Learn all the leveling stops for all the cards because you probably need it. And once it's done, you have your deck drafted. So leveling up cards with every match, it's possible to refine the deck to make it more competitive. Regardless of the outcome of a match, it offers the ability to level up 3 cards from the deck. So first of all, it's amazing that once you lose, well, obviously you don't like losing, but you have the opportunity to upgrade 3 cards. And if you can start upgrading 3 cards, you feel more stronger and refuel to start bushwhack your next opponent. Like you finally have that big level up, like for example, just like from bordering to surrounding effect, or the ability goes from 2 to 3 damage. Like those kind of steps can make a huge difference. So yeah, it's very Stormbound-like, and I like it that we can actually level up. It's like a mini speedrun Stormbound experience just in the draft mode, where you have like 11 or 9 matches or something at the most, or 8 matches at the most. So what else? Which cards can be upgraded is also drafted. That means each upgrade gets picked amongst 3 cards. There's also some logic to avoid the same card being upgraded on the loop, while all the other cards stay level 1. So they try to balance it out a little bit, where you don't can easily climb to a level 5 card, while some cards are level 1. Because all those level 1 cards will be easy auto cycles when you just play level 5 after level 5 at the 5th match your draft. I think that would be silly. I hope they actually make it so that your leveling is a little bit balanced, so you actually need the whole deck, or at least, well, 80% of it, like 9 of the 12 cards. So replacing cards, losing a match also provides the ability to replace a card from the deck because the 3 loss limit. So if you have a really bad draft at the beginning, or you just try to hit the poison combo, you can just remove the Crimson or the Copper Skin Ranger and then put in something heavy that actually has some value. Which card to replace is entirely up to the player. So any of the 12 cards can be discarded in exchange. 3 level 1 cards from the same rarity get offered as options. This means replacing a leveled up card will still yield a level 1 card. So make sure you do not upgrade a card that you might want to dismiss in the future, because, well, you're basically just 1 level down for the entire draft. But it might be just like 1 or 2 value in during a whole match, but yeah, it can be huge in some positions, I suppose. And this is how replacing a card works. Well, the FAQ. The balance change will deploy with the season reset as usual. The draft mode will be released on December 20th. So hello, that's in like 2 days. At upcoming Monday we have the draft mode, so that's insane. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's a nice Christmas gift from Sheepyard, I mean. And the rest is just that's the reset for the balance changes, but I don't think that many people care too much about the balance changes because everybody has this on their mind. Is it possible to abandon a draft session? Not really. If you really want to give it up on your current session, you can just lose matches until you accumulated 3 losses. And if you don't finish your session before the end of the event, it will be ended and you will be able to collect the rewards based on the amount of matches you have won. So just start it up, draft the deck. If you don't care, then you still have some of the rewards. So what actually are the rewards? Can we go like bonkers with the rewards? I made a small spreadsheet for myself and I wanted to share it with you all. So basically what I'm doing here is making a separation between the free to play and the premium pass. So with the premium pass, obviously you get a little bit more. At this point we have the raw coins that you can get. Then we have the speculative coins and speculative fusion stones. So the speculative coins basically is like a common is worth 15 coins if you convert it once you have it maxed out. And a rare is 30 coins and an epic 70 coins and a legendary is 150 coins worth. And for the fusion stones, well, the same. Well, you might have a copy or you might get a duplicate. If you do not get a duplicate, that's also like if you're gonna craft a card or upgrade a card with fusion stones, that's a cost. And basically having upgrade every missing common copy is 3 fusion stones per copy. For rare it's 7, for epic it's 15, and for legendary it's 30. So this is also how I count how much things you can get worth when you receive copies of things. And well, you have to have some numbers right, and I think these help out a little bit, and I just add them all up. So for example, with 3 wins, you get here 4 rare cards, 2 epic cards. So if you have all those duplicates, like most of the times I do have only duplicates, then I can convert it for 260 coins. So that's nice to know if you want to spend 600 coins on the Brawl, and then how much do you get back from it. But well, obviously everybody wants a new copy, so the speculative fusion stones is pretty nice. And well, fusion stone is worth a lot of gold because you want to max out your collection, or at least max out your deck or decks. And then here I just add the total coins and the total fusion stones you might get. So keep in mind that the total fusion stones is also with the speculative. So the 3 raw fusion stones is obviously a lot, is worth a lot more than fusion stones you can get from crappies, since you can spend these 3 fusion stones on anything you like. So yeah, that's basically it. And on the other below hand, you just get a little bit more coins, how much it increases over time. So it's interesting that free to play on 2 wins to 3 wins, you only get 150 coins and 1 fusion stone. So that's the least sexy, I would think. So when does it become always profitable? I suppose when you have just like 4 wins as a free to play player, you get like 580 coins of fusion stone, or 580 coins back if you can convert everything back. So at this point, yeah, and 580 plus for 4 raw fusion stones then. So that's, yeah, I think, yeah, you have to be obviously in the upper end of the bracket, since most people will average out on 3 wins, 3 losses. Have a win rate of 50-50, because everything is PvP. So yeah, you can go pretty high, and the amount of fusion stones you can get, especially what I said earlier, like the legendaries and the epics ones, that most people especially want when they are in silver or bronze or in gold. That's worth a lot. So here we do have our premium pass. It's a bit similar. But here at 3 wins, you already break even. When you're like minus 20 gold plus 4 fusion stones. So that's pretty nice. And if you just look at the max, if you just max things out, that's pretty insane, right? 1880 coins. So if I just get duplicates alone, well, I just can grind coins like a madman. And well, 9 fusion stones isn't that much then, but it's still 9 fusion stones. Most likely you're just grinding it for the coins, so you can use those in Brawl again to convert these coins into raw rubies or in raw fusion stones with the ultimate Brawl. And if you are a free-to-play player, it's still 1330, so that's pretty sweet. And 156 fusion stones, and that's then keeping in mind that you have like 4 epics and 3 legendaries. So most likely you want those copies, I suppose, because yeah, those are not easily maxed out. So what if you are just the average player who just plays one, gets 410 coins, get a bunch of fusion stones, get like 4 rares, 2 epics, and 3 fusion stones. Yeah, I think it's, well, if you just compare it, if you just go ranked, then and you're, let's say, a gold player, then you earn 20 coins for a win or something, or 30 coins for a win. And well, by far, if you just play 6 matches here, you get like 20 coins, and you get for 6 matches, so there's like plus 80 coins per match, with potential of fusion stones of new card copies. So I think that's pretty sick. And that's just as a free-to-play player. And then if a premium spaz, obviously it gets more juicy. So this is my 5 cents of it. If you want to have more of a breakdown or discussion on this kind of topic, then feel free to let me know. So, well, time to wrap it up, I suppose. I wanted to make a short, quick video, so I was talking really fast. And still took me a while to explain everything. So, but basically this is it for the draft mode and the balance changes. Hope you really enjoy it. I at least am happy to experience something new. And well, I have done draft tournaments by Reckless Rush in the past with and those are very entertaining. So I'm happy to give it a shot in the real Stormbound. So that's basically gonna be it for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Cheers!